Hello, I'm going to show you how to use the creation kit if you're like stupid pretty much. So, you click launch, wait for everything to load because this thing is like 90 years old. Oh, and as a prerequisite, before you can do any of this, you do need the Fallout 4 game, preferably with all the DLC so you have access to everything. Now that we have that out of the way, when you log into it, you'll see all this crap and everything, right? Like you'll see cell view, object window, and render window. None of these are important right now, but don't like X on them because we need them for later. Then you see all this crap up here. Most of this is just simple stuff. You read it and you can pretty much understand. But this is the important part. You click this, and this shows you the files of the everything. Now, I've noticed that when you select all the DLC files so you can work with them, the issue is like you can't set it as an active file, and I believe that you need it to be an active file for it to be worked on, so I'm just going to double click that. And I have been working on something, so I'm just going to click on that too so I can work on both of them. And I'll show you what I mean. Like I'm going to select Coast as well, going to click back up here, double click it to see if it will set as active, but if I press that, again, okay. It says you have not set, so I don't know why it does that. I'm just not even going to do it. I'm just going to do it at a base game stuff. I don't know. It's probably something I have to look into, but now that we have... what? Uh, as you can see, I'm still kind of new to this. It's kind of stupid. I'm just going to see what happens if I say not says an active file. I mean, if it's you, just put it as an active file. I don't care. I'm just going to see what happens. I don't really know what it does. Maybe it does nothing. I guess we'll see. Okay, then after, an hour passes and everything's finally loaded, you'll see all this stuff, and you're gonna want to go to Cell View, go down to all this stuff, click on Commonwealth, or if you want to do DLC stuff, you just click on one of these, but click on Commonwealth, and then it will load everything that's, what would it be called, in the Commonwealth. Then after that, you'll see all these, world spaces, and, to get to them, you just double click on it. Let's go to is there Red Rocket? Oh, let's just go to Sanctuary. I got stuff to do there. S, S, S. Good thing is they're all alphabetical, so you don't really got to search that long. Here, Sanctuary. It doesn't matter which Sanctuary you click. If you just click Sanctuary, it'll take you to Sanctuary. These are just different names for different parts of it, but since you can move around, it doesn't really matter that much. So then after that, you don't really need cell view anymore, so shrink it down and pop it down here so you can not lose it. Then grab object window, have it as big as you want. Maybe you don't need it that large. There we go. Then you'll see this free cam perspective. Grab it, stretch it out. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I like to do that. And now you'll see like this huge area, and you can probably recognize it as Sanctuary. You're probably wondering, how am I supposed to move around? So, number one, to zoom in and out, if you're on laptop, you just pull your fingers together to zoom out and pull them. It, you pull them in to zoom out and out to zoom in. So opposite. And if you want to move around, you hold spacebar down and you can go left and right any way you want. And if you want to look up, you press shift and then you can pivot up and all that other ways, right? Although I would suggest constantly looking at the ground because for some reason, whenever you look forward, it loads everything in front of you and like it just takes longer, so it's just better to stare at the ground. But if you're on a mouse, it's pretty simple. The middle thingy, the spinny thing, you push it forward to zoom in and pull it backwards to zoom out. You hold it down to move around like you would with space, but I think you still need to press shift to move around. I don't know. But now that you have the pretty much basics of movement, I'm just gonna pivot down so I don't gotta worry about it loading everything. Now you get the basics of it. I'll show you what I do. Like if I want to make something new. Like let's go right here. Say right here in this area right here. I don't know where it is. So I'm going to show you how to spawn in an object. Then we'll move on to creatures. So click on static. It's in, there's like a lot of options and they all pretty much open up. So Actors is NPCs. Audio probably just plays like Myra Lyric Queen screams. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff you can dig into, but the most important ones is actors and world objects. You scroll down from world objects until you see static. You press plus on static. Then you have access to all of this stuff, right? And for instance, let's just click on glowing sea. And as you can see, you see all this stuff. Now, size tells you how big it is. Uses count, that means like how much it's been used. Let's pull down this church. Pop it down right here. And it's loaded. So I'm going to pull out with space. And then also, if you're selected on something with shift, it pivot around it so you can look at it better. You know what I mean? So I want to look at it more, so I'm going to zoom out. And look, it's the top of a church. And now you might be thinking, okay, well, how do I move it? How do I move it around? So what you want to do is at first you can just move it around, but if you want to get more precise, you press E, and then these will show up. And it's really self-explanatory. You just go to the marker you want to move it on, and then boom, up, down, left, right, center. You know? And you're saying, huh, how do I make it tilted or anything like that? So then you get to this, and then boom, you can tilt it. What I like to do is make it look like it's been knocked over because I don't know. I played the game so much, I just kind of like, I've always wanted to do modding stuff so I could just throw random crap everywhere, you know? It's kind of the only thing I've been wanting to do. And now you know how to do that. Now, I'll show you some cool things you can do. You press edit, wait for that to load, and you see all this stuff. Rotation and position don't really matter that much because you can do that by yourself. There's none of the stuff I don't know. But when you press edit, you can go to scale, and I don't know what that is, but you click scale and look, it gets bigger. Then you press OK, and then it gets big. If you did want it to get bigger, you just press cancel. But I'll just leave it like that, it's fine. Then, um, after that, you might finally be what is that? No, I don't, it's probably something stupid. More than likely something stupid. So, you scroll down through here, right? Zoom in on an area, right? And you might be wondering, hey, how do I spawn in a person? So, click on actor, and then actor, and then it pops up all this stuff. Now, let's see what we have. We have some DLC creatures, so let's just grab an angler. I'll move it a little further so that way it don't interfere with Codsworth. I mean, it might anyway. Oh, just to let you know, this is a very slow. I don't know what is it barking at? I don't care. So you now have the angler, and you can see these are all the different variants of the angler. So let's grab a regular angler, good old angler. Pop him down right here. Give him a second to load. And boom, now we have a T-posing angler, the most beautiful creature in the world. So now we can just pull him down. I don't think it matters how high he is. He shouldn't take that much fall damage. I wonder what happens if you edit him. I wonder if you can change his scale too. Ooh, you can have a big angler. Okay, let's have a big angler. And boom, that's pretty much how you do it. Now for a little more, here's how you save the mod you made, okay? You press the file button. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Not the file button. You press this, the file. Click file, and then you'll see all this stuff. Click save. Wait for it to load the save window. And then you'll see all this. Now, the first time I did this, I did not know how to save it, so I could never do any of the mod stuff. But, here's what you do. If Fallout 4 is downloaded, you need to find your Fallout 4 folder. And you can do that by going to Steam, and then going to Manage, and all that other stuff. If you're having too much difficulty with it, go to ChatGPT and ask it your problem, and then it will tell you. And you see, I click on Steam, Steam Apps, and then Common, and then it will bring me to Fallout 4. And then you just press the file name, you press save, and then you're done. And then after it saves, you press file again. You're like, huh, I want to upload this to Bethesda. And then you have to log in first to Bethesda.net. But after that, you go to upload plugin and archive to Bethesda.net. And you choose what platform you want it to. And then you press Xbox One, it take you to the window, and then there you go, you saved it. Now some optional information. If you're having issues with stuff, right? You go here, and there is something very interesting. There's something called search and replace. So, I'll show you real quick. So let's see this tree right here. There's nothing special about it. I think it's stupid. So I'm like, man, I wish every tree that ever existed didn't exist. Well, you click search and replace. You have to wait for it to load. Okay, so you can see that it has the word of the tree, right? You go to wildcard replace, and you see tree blasted 02, replace with tree blasted 02. Here's what you do if you want to change it. I'm going to look up institute. You might be saying, why look up institute? Well, institute has some really, really good looking trees. For instance, this one. I'll place it down right here. And then look, it's fully grown, but there's one specific one I'm looking for. It's like the biggest out of all of them. It's a little difficult to find, but if you just keep placing down trees, you'll eventually find it. Okay, yeah, this is it. So, Elm Forest 2. So I'm going to double click on it, and you see, it brought up the word. I'm going to Control C that, exit out on this, and I'm going to look for search and replace. Here's search and replace. And now I want to say I want to replace it with Tree Elm Forest 01 Institute. And it says selection only. How about current world only? So it replaces every tree. So then you just click OK, wait for everything to load, and it says that it has replaced a lot of stuff, it seems. Then you press replace 526 objects. You press OK, and now look, you now have a bunch of trees everywhere. Now, the one issue with this is that it could be sticking out of the ground, but if you're just going for like mass stuff, it doesn't really matter that badly. But that's pretty much it what I do. I mean, like I usually just I'll spend like a few hours on here just adding different things, but that's pretty much all you need to know. If you have any questions, ask ChatGPT, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Bye.